Truly innovative solutions don't come about by chance. We need to be able to prepare ourselves mentally. Learning to value different perspectives and accept the uncertainties and ambiguities of these is critical at this stage. This is another important creative thinking strategy in the ENQUIRE phase. Research suggests that highly creative adults have usually been raised in families that don't just accept differences, they actually embody opposite perspectives. Parents who encourage uniqueness yet provide stability produce more adaptive and creative children. These parents have been found to be highly responsive to their children's needs, yet also challenge their children to develop critical thinking skills. In organisations, the most successful boards have been found to embrace ambiguity through critical dialogue. The CQ Torrance test of creative thinking indicates that it is important to accept ambiguity in the creative process. We can do this by resisting shutting down ideas too quickly and by remaining open to different possibilities and allowing for shades of grey, rather than thinking that everything can be limited to simple black and white solutions. We often close off opportunities by jumping to conclusions. Our brains have adapted by chunking information to make life easier to manage. But it can mean we're not as open to creative possibilities. We might enjoy the feeling of closure that comes with a solution to our problem, but creative people don't feel the need to close off the problem too soon. They can sit on the ambiguity and live with it for a while. This can be like looking at a 3D object on a 2D screen. As an example, while most toy companies are happy with the product sales and see that as the end of the customer experience, the toy company Mattel realised the point of purchase was not the final destination for their product, but there was so much more in the customer's journey that could be developed. By adding in online games and activities the child could engage in after the purchase, they were able to open up possibilities for play. Accepting ambiguity is like looking through two completely different lenses at once. This bifocal vision can come from asking open questions rather than closed questions. The famous invisible gorilla experiment demonstrated how we need this sort of open thinking. In this experiment, participants were asked to count the number of basketball passes in a video of a basketball game, and then they were asked what they had seen. Incredibly, half of them missed seeing the man in the gorilla suit that walked straight through the video beating its chest. When the participants were asked instead an open question like, "Tell me what you see," before watching the video, they were more easily able to spot the gorilla. Accepting ambiguity allows us to see beyond the immediate, outside the box, by opening up blue sky ideas beyond where others look. Try this famous challenge. Imagine there are 2 tubs of ice cream, 2 children and 1 dog, and you want to take them all across the road to a car on the other side, but you can only take 2 things at a time. So if you leave the children or the dog with the ice cream, it's likely they will eat it. How do you do it then? We'll give you some time to think about it, but see if you can work out what the ambiguities are and work with them rather than being limited by them. You see, creative leaders don't fear the ambiguity of having different possibilities. They know how to utilise them. Studies have revealed that the most successful leaders are integrative thinkers. They can hold in their heads 2 opposing ideas at once and then come up with a new idea that contains elements of each, but is superior to both. Management guru Jim Collins has said that leaders should be the genius of "and." We must be able to embrace both extremes on a number of dimensions at the same time, instead of choosing between purpose or profit. Leaders are able to see how it is possible to have both purpose and profit, continuity and change, freedom and responsibility. Thought leader Peter Senge has said, "It is time to think and act more creatively as leaders through more open language that allows for ambiguity." Steve Jobs was known to reject multiple choice questions at school and challenge his teachers to combine A with C to come up with Z, where Z was a completely different solution. Combining ambiguity with divergent thinking is what made Steve Jobs such a creative genius. So what is the best solution to the ice cream challenge? Take the ice cream over first, then take the children over and bring the ice cream back, then take the dog over, and finally take the ice cream over. The backwards steps of taking the ice cream both ways is often a stumbling block for people who can't accept ambiguity. Forbes magazine makes the observation that few creative ideas are right the first time. Innovators have only a 10% chance of starting with the right strategy. What makes the difference with creative organisations is that they start before all the bits are in place. They recognise that they will be better off fumbling forward with creativity in their business rather than not moving at all. This often means that complete solutions will be unavailable if we want to function creatively. The process of accepting ambiguity allows the problem solver to consider all the possible options and create new options that didn't previously exist. This strategy can prepare the individual for the exploration phase of the creative thinking process.